involved. As someone who doesn't love to cook, it's perfect for me. I'm like, wow, there's so many things that I can make that I don't actually have to make, and they're delicious. And now we're looking at our food for thought. This is tender, juicy pork that is perfectly seasoned. So you're not doing any of the seasoning, you're not doing any of the breading, which honestly, I don't even know how to do the breading. Guess what? You don't have to know how to do the breading, and you don't have to worry about if you did it right because Ray Rastelli did it for you, which means when you cook this, the breading keeps that juice in, but it also remains crispy, so you get like that crunchy bite and that tender. Look, we're gonna have a moment, but here's what's coming home, because you can choose between the 8 count or the 16 count. So if you want to bring 8 home, $76.98. That is our sale price. And we have the 5 easy pays for you if you're shopping with us today. We're doing the 5 monthly payments. Or you can double to the 16 count. And when you stock up, you're saving $43.98. So double the portion, not double the price. And 132721 is your item number. Cook them straight from your freezer, so you don't have to plan ahead.
That's right.
You did everything, which I'm like, well, Gourmet Holiday, where have you been all my life?
and you said it, and you know, again, let's think about where it came from, right? This actually was developed because of a QVC guest who called me and said, Ray, we love your pork premium ribeyes, and everyone's loved them for years and years. They're as tender as could be. And one of the things I would do on air, Vanessa, I would show them how to actually take that pork ribeye and make a pork schnitzel. So instead of showing you how to do it, we did it for you. So if you're used to that beautiful Pennsylvania Dutch Amish pork ribeye steak that we give to you at QVC, we've taken that same piece of pork and we've breaded it with our Italian herbs, our Italian spices, Parmesan cheese, and of course the panko breadcrumb. But the star of the show is the pork, because I want you to see the moisture in the pork. Most pork is dry. Most pork is very, what I kind of call cardboardy, right? Our grandmothers used to make pork chops in the oven, and they'd come out and they were really hard and dense. You're not going to find that with this pork. And if you've tried our pork ribeye steaks before, you realize that. So this is just the next kind of idea from that, which is moist, it's tender, it's simple. We've done all the work for you. We've trimmed it completely, and you're going to eat from end to end on this product.
I mean, if you're making it for your grandkids, you're going to be the grandma with the pork that everyone
right.
loves, and today's grandkids will never know the pork that tasted like mulch.
that's so right.
They just pour more sauce on it. This is tender, juicy, and flavorful. But Ray, what I noticed when I had a little bite earlier, and I will take another little bite,
so tender,
is that the breading stays crisp and crunchy, and sometimes breading gets soggy.
Yes, and the reason for that is, remember, when you cook this at home, you're cooking it for the very first time. I love that look. For the very, very first time you're cooking it. And remember, when you get this home, it'll be frozen, but all you have to do, you don't even have to thaw it out. You just drop it in your oven at 400 degrees for about 5 minutes, flip it over, about another 6 minutes, and this is what you've got. You've got this beautiful pork. Now, you take a look there at that pork with this beautiful asparagus and, of course, some potatoes and tomatoes. Think about that home-style gravy that goes right on there. Now, think about how long that would take you to actually make at home. Pull out all those ingredients. And do you have all those Italian herbs and spices that we have in our pantry at home, right? Just being that Italian. Or, of course, how about a Parmesan? So if you're used to a veal Parmesan or a chicken Parmesan, if you taste our pork Parmesan, what you're going to realize is the taste of the pork is more flavorful than any chicken will be, more flavorful certainly than any veal will be, but you're going to be amazed at how tender and juicy every single bite is.
And here's the thing, you're not doing, and you don't even have to thaw it. Like,
no, you don't even have to thaw it.
Anything. That's why this is our food for thought, because on those days when you're on the go and you haven't thought about dinner, this is in the fridge and it's ready for you. You have no effort at all. So here's what's happening. You can bring home an 8 count. So you're bringing home 8 of those 6-ounce breaded pork ribeyes. We have our final 450 to go around, or you can double your portions but not double the price. So in the 16 count, we have 300 left to go around. You're only getting the 5 easy pays shopping today. More than 4.5 million of raised pork ribeyes have been picked up here at QVC. And when I hear a number like that, to me, as someone who, I'm new to our food world here at the Q, I'm like, this is something for me to try because everyone loves it.
They do, and everyone who's tried that pork ribeye at home, you know, this is just, again, the next level of being able to do all the work for you, right? Not having to worry about you taking all the ingredients out, getting that panko breadcrumb, because you'll hear the You hear the crispness of that
Yes.
panko? That's important because we wanted that soft, moist taste from the pork ribeye steak to actually blend with that Parmesan cheese. And of course, when you do that with this pork, look what you get. You get moisture. Think about that. When was the last time you had a pork chop or a pork Milanese or a pork schnitzel that was actually moist inside? And it wasn't the breading you were tasting, it was actually the pork that you're tasting. So you're going to be amazed at not just how flavorful it is, but let me show you. I'm going to go right through the center of this, Vanessa, right through the center with a fork. Now, think about that. Can you do that with your pork chop? And I'm going to show you the raw product in a minute. I'm going to show you exactly why this pork is so special. Look at how trimmed this pork is. This is where we start. We start with that beautiful pork ribeye. These, again, Pennsylvania Dutch Amish country farmers I've worked with now for almost 50 years. We take that, we pound it out into this beautiful cutlet. Then, of course, we cover that with our Italian herbs, our spices, Parmesan cheese, and then that panko breadcrumb. And then we do a very, very quick flash bake. And so it's not being cooked, but what's happening is we're keeping the panko breadcrumbs and the Parmesan to adhere to that. So when you cook it in your oven or in your air fryer, you're going to have that same crunchiness on the outside and that same soft texture on the inside.
You can't go wrong with these, but you will go wrong if you miss out on this. Our food for thought on sale for you. By the way, auto delivery is available, so you can get a shipment every 60 days for a year. And what happens when you go on auto delivery, you lock in the sale price and you lock in the 5 easy pays. So although we're losing the 5 easy pays at the end of the day, you will continue to have those 5 easy pays on auto delivery. You can bring home the 8 count, and when you look at that easy pay, $15.40 a month, final $300 if you like the 8 count. Or you can double the portion. Double the portion, not double the price. You stock up and save $43.98, but we have the 16 count available for our final 200 customers. And 132721. Now, Ray, I do have a question for you, because if there's one thing I can do in the kitchen, it's mess something up. Is there a best way to cook it? Like, do I need to do a skillet? Can I do the oven, air fryer?
So the air fryer or the oven is best for this. You don't want to really do this in a skillet because you want to go right from frozen. And in the air fryer, it's going to take you about 12 minutes. The instructions come right on the package, so it's really simple. I like doing it in the oven because in the oven, at the very end, I go ahead and put it on broil because I want a little bit of crispiness on top of there. But what you're going to find is that not only is the work done for you, I want you to see the size of this. It's the largest size that we've ever done. So 6 ounces of this, and they're all 6+ ounces. They go a very, very long way. You're going to find consistency in every cutlet. So whether I slice it in half or whether I slice this to put on a sandwich like I did down in front here, it's so incredibly versatile. I kind of think once you get this at home, you're going to wish you had gotten the 24 count. And the reason being, because there's so many things you can do, whether it's a pork cutlet, whether it's a pork Parmesan, whether it's a pork schnitzel, whether you just want to slice it and cut it up and put it over a salad. But what you're going to get is a flavor. So if you're used to that pork ribeye at home from Rastelli's, which over 4.5 million have been sold, this is exactly what you're getting, but with our very special Italian herbs, spices, and of course that Parmesan cheese mixed into that panko breadcrumb.
And how long are these good for in my freezer?
These are going to be good for in your freezer for up to 12 months. Each piece is vacuum packaged, so it makes it nice and easy. You just pull out a piece, drop it in your air fryer or in your oven, seal the bag back up, put the balance of them back in your freezer, and you have no worries. But for me, I work a lot of late nights, right?
Yeah.
I get home late, and I don't want fast food. I want something that's really going to be hearty, kind of stick to my ribs, especially certain times of year. This is simple because I don't have to think about it. I just open the freezer, pull it out, drop it in, and I've got something that I'm just absolutely thrilled with. And you know what? It just makes me feel good.
It
right?
does.
Yes.
And the nice thing is they're individually packaged. So if it's just you, sometimes it's not worth it to do the breading and the hole in the thing. And it's like, I'm only going to eat one.
That's right.
All of it has been done for you. And it feels like, I mean, truly like someone made it for you, except you're just popping it in the air fryer and you're good to go. So here's what's happening. We have an 8 count or a 16 count available for you, both at sale prices. If you like that 8 count, we're down to our final $250, and then you can double to the 16 count without doubling the price, but we're down to our final $150 if you'd like to get all 16. go on auto delivery. You get a shipment every 60 days for a year, which I think is nice with our food when you're able to do that, is by the time you're kind of running low, you might be to your last like 1 or 2. It's like magic.
Yeah.
They show up again.
It really is, and especially once you taste these, you're going to realize that they're wonderful to taste. You don't really need a knife, you can just use a fork, but you're going to realize so many different things you can do with it, and that's what I love about food, right? You get really creative with that food, but when you cut this in half like I'm doing here, and even after 10 minutes, you get a pork schnitzel, or what we call an Italian-style pork cutlet that's going to be moist, it's going to be tender, that doesn't have lots of breadcrumb on it, panko breadcrumb, Parmesan cheese, but it's going to have that moisture in there. That means you've got a really great pork ribeye steak that's been just enrobed with that beautiful Parmesan cheese and that panko breadcrumb.
I feel like this show, you brought us the things that get a bad rap, the pork, the turkey, and the chicken.
Yes.
That a lot of times can be like mulch. And you gave it to us in the best way. Ray, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And 132721. In case you missed it, we had Egg Harbor earlier in the show. We have